Hello everyone, welcome to my first walkthrough for Pokémon FireRed. So when the game begins, this will come up, the control info, about the start, select buttons, those sort of things. Then this will come up and it will tell you about the adventure. So when the game begins, we meet the famous Professor Oak of the Kanto region. Professor Oak is the Pokemon professor of the Kanto region. He will talk to you about Pokemon and how we live with them and bond with them. So then we can choose whether we're a boy or girl. You can choose and then you can put your name in. So I'm just going to put George, since George is my name. And then you can just go OK. So this is Professor Oak's grandson. So we can choose a new name for him. And Professor Oak's grandson isn't really a nice person. So I'm not going to give him a very nice name. I'm going to name him Trash. So after naming him Trash, just go yes, and then Professor Oak will say our very own adventure of Pokemon will unfold, and then we go to our room. So the first thing you should do is go to your options, and then make your text speed fast, the sound stereo, and frames. There are 10 frames altogether you can choose from. So I personally like type 9. So now you can just go over here to your PC and you can go to your item storage and withdraw your item, which is a potion, which is quite useful because that will restore 20 HP to your Pokemon once you get your Pokemon. So here's a notice here, so you can ask for help by pushing the L or R buttons. And here's our mum. Now if we go to Palatown, this is Trash's house here. So now we can just go to Professor Oak's lab, which is that big building down there. So don't go up there yet. First go down here. So Oak Pokemon Research Lab. So this is Professor Oak's lab, and as you can see, Professor Oak is not here yet. So what we have to do is go up here and come up here, but then Professor Oak will come and stop us, because he will say that it is dangerous to go out there without a wild Pokemon. So come down here and he'll take us to his lab. So now we can choose a Pokemon. So Professor Oak will say we can choose a Pokemon from the table there, and we get to choose one. So there are 3 types of Pokemon. As usual, there is the grass type Bulbasaur, and then there is the water type Squirtle, and there is the fire type Charmander. So which one are we going to choose out of these 3? Which one? We are going to choose Squirtle, the water type, here. So we receive the Squirtle from Professor Oak. So we can give a nickname to it. Now, I thought a lot about this, and I decided to call it Tank Power, because Squirtle's final evolution, there are 2 tanks coming out of his shell, so I thought it would be good to call it Tank Power. So you can make the letters caps lock and that sort of thing. Yeah, so Tank Power. And because we chose the water type, our rival Trash will be choosing the grass type because it's super effective. As you can see there, he received Bulbasaur. After that we can leave, but then suddenly our rival will say, let's have a Pokemon battle. So then we have to do this, and our Pokemon battle against Trash. So he sends out Bulbasaur, level 5, so we send out Tank Power. Luckily, Bulbasaur's only level 5, so it hasn't got any grass type moves yet. So this battle won't be too hard, and you'll see that it is quite easy. So he uses Tackle, and I saw there that my Tank Power's defense is quite good because it only lost 2 HP. Because all Pokemon have their special parts, so obviously Tank Power has good defense. So when that's a critical hit, but then we can just use Tackle, and then Bulbasaur will faint. So in Pokemon do not die because that'll be too violent. So that's good, and we defeat our rival Trash. And we get 80 Pokédollars for winning. So when we battle other trainers, we'll be getting lots of money as well. So then he leaves, and we can leave as well. Now, since our Pokemon are now weak from that battle, we can just go straight to our house up here, and we can talk to our mum, and she will restore our Pokemon's health. So our Pokemon are now in good health, and we can leave for Route 1. Route 1 is up here, and now Professor Oak won't stop us since we have our own Pokemon. So this is what a Pokemon battle looks like. Now, usually for this episode I'll be showing you all the Pokemon battles, but from the next one I'll just be skipping them since they waste time. So Pokemon battle is like this. So now we don't have any Pokeballs yet, so you can't catch wild Pokemon, but once we have Pokeballs, you can also have the option of capturing them. Now if we come up here, we talk to this lady here. She said she works at a Pokemart, and she gives us a sample potion. So now we have 2 potions in our bags. If we go to our bag, here we can see there are 2 potions, which will come in handy once our Pokemon are low on HP. So if we come up here, and this man will just talk about those ledges. If you jump over them, you can get back to Palatown easier. You can avoid all the Pokemon. So here's just another Pokemon battle. That's Rattata level 2, so we should be able to defeat it quite easily. Now Tail Whip is just annoying move since it lowers our defense. Now I think after this battle, our Pokemon's level will go up to level 7, because we'll be gaining experience. Later on, we'll be gaining more experience during the game goes on. So when we battle more tough Pokemon, we'll be receiving more experience. So now if we just go through this long grass here, we'll be arriving in Viridian City. Now in each city there is a gym leader. But funnily enough, the gym leader here is the 8th one, so the last gym leader. Now this is the Pokemon Center here. So as I was saying, this is the city where it's the last gym leader. So it's not, if you go to the gym, there'll be no gym leader there yet, because you have to battle the first 7. So even though this is the first city we arrive, the gym leader is actually the last one we battle. Here's a Pokemart where that lady from before works. And then this lady says, hey, you come from Palatown. So we receive Oak's parcel, and we're going to have to deliver Oak's parcel to Professor Oak. So as you can see here, Oak's parcel there. So we can just leave now, and we can get back to Palatown easily just by jumping over those brown ledges. So just jump over here. It's very easy. Come over here, just avoid all the grass. But if you want to gain extra experience, by all means you can go through the grass if you want to. So just come down here and jump hopefully we won't meet any wild Pokemon here. Good, we didn't. Now we can just go straight into Professor Oak's lab. Now, then here we deliver Oak's parcel. Then our rival Trash will come, and he will. Now Professor Oak is going to explain the Pokédex. Now the Pokédex, it's like an encyclopedia, so every time you see a new Pokemon, it will get registered in the Pokédex. So what Professor Oak wants us to do, as usual for all Pokemon professors, they want us to find all the Pokemon in that particular region. So that's all 150 Pokemon. Altogether there are 151 Pokemon, but some of them you need to have an event to get it, like Mew. So except Mew, our goal is to catch all 150 Pokemon. So all we have to do now is go to Trash's house and talk to Trash's sister Daisy, and she'll give us a town map. Now, a town map is very useful because we get to look at the whole Kanto region. So, just come up here, and then up here. So later on we'll be using our town map as well. So here's just another wild Pokemon. So, as the game goes on, we'll be getting stronger Pokemon, like level 20, like that. So it's just at the beginning where it's level 3. And when our Pokemon level up, we get new moves. Like you can see we have new move Bubble. Now the moves we get at the beginning of course are weak, so later on we'll be getting strong moves. So now those ledges, you can't jump up them, you can only jump down. So we arrive in Viridian City. So this will be the end of this video, and in the next video we're going to be exploring Viridian City and continuing up to the Viridian Forest and to Pewter City. So thank you for watching.